How's your day been so far?
Good, yeah. Quite an early start for me this morning.
Yeah, I can imagine. Did you work this weekend?
Yeah, I was in the Netherlands on Saturday night. Yeah, at in Leiden. I can't remember, LVC, I think it was called. It's sold out. It's packed. It's really good vibes.
Yeah. How does it compare the dance scene over there to here? Because they have the dance awards every year now.
Yeah, I just kind of find it really weird because everybody's stoned, and like you kind of look at the dance floor and people like sort of wandering into each other and stuff, which just makes it a very different sort of vibe, you know, like falling asleep at the bar and stuff. But it's great fun. They're all obviously quite chilled out as you'd expect, and it was a really cool party. Yeah, it was great.
So obviously 2011 was a big year for you. I mean, you had great reviews with your album Kryptonite and the singles as well. You have a new album coming out this year, I believe. Can we expect the same kind of vibe, or?
It's a little bit more song-based at the moment, but I haven't finished it yet, so I'm not sure how much instrumental stuff there's going to be on there, but I'm very excited about writing, basically. That's kind of my new thing that I'm really excited about, and it's kind of good, like the two things, I was just thinking about this last night, the two things I was good at school, which weren't very many things, so it's quite rebellious, but were music and you know, like creative English writing. Was really good at it. So in a funny sort of way, it kind of makes sense that I would be so intrigued by what I'm doing right now. Do you know what I mean? So I think that'll be reflected in the album, and it's kind of the progression, really. I think. Hopefully people think it's a good progression.
Yeah, it's stuff. I mean, you've been in the business for a long time and had your hands on various projects. What made you basically take this route and become more mainstream in a way? Well,
I mean, I kind of, I don't know, I don't really think that I've taken a route. I think it's more that the route's kind of taken me, you know. I think that we kind of, from a label point of view and outside of making music, because I've got a record label and been quite immersed in that as well, that from that point of view I've been part of the sort of driving force that pushed drum and bass and dubstep and stuff like into like the forefront of music. But I suppose now I'm kind of working to different lengths because of radio edits and stuff like that, so I kind of got used to making songs that are 3.5 minutes, which is different. But really the music's the same, you know, like the tracks still start off being things that I'm playing in a club, and then if I get a good reaction from it I go back and I finish it, you know. So that hasn't changed. I mean, I'm not like I'm not sort of sacrificing anything to get it specifically to make it more commercial. I think it's just that people's minds are more open to that kind of music at the moment. So
definitely.
Yeah.
So describe a normal work day for you when you get in the studio.
In the studio, yeah, that wouldn't be a normal work day, to be honest. I don't really get to go in the studio very much.
As much as you would like, then I take it. As much as you would like.
Someone said to me the other day that Jessie J, that she said in an interview that she only gets that only about 5%, or no, I think she said like 1% of her time is actually making music. Because of all the other stuff, like, you know, press and live stuff and all that kind of stuff. And ironically, you know, like the reason I do what I do is because I want to be in the studio as much as possible. And bizarrely, the more successful that I've been, the less I've got to go in the studio. And you'd think, well, surely people would want you to go in the studio more. But I don't know, maybe it's a good thing, because I guess if you don't get to go in the studio, then when you do go in, you're kind of excited and, you know, focused. Whereas maybe if you spend all the time in there, it might get a bit might run out of ideas. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did I just answer a completely different question?
No, 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 no. I like it when it takes a different route. It's always better. Tell me, you've got a single out as well, or coming out now. Can you tell me a bit about the collaboration, how it came about?
Yeah, I wrote the track like quite a long time ago, and I'd been trying to find the right person to sing on it, and it was in a very high key. And a couple of people that I thought were pretty safe bets, that are super talented, they've got great voices, couldn't reach some of the notes comfortably, or it just didn't sound right with their voices. Everybody's got like a different register, you know. And I was starting to get a bit freaked out because I was like, I'm sure this is a really good song, and I can't, like, every person I give it to comes back and it just sounds weird, and people were even saying to me, you know, why don't you make it so that it, you know, that you'll have to use loads of pitch correcting, but just make it sound really deliberate. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And there's got to be someone out there who can sing it. And I was working with these guys called the Invisible Men, and they were working with her the next day. And I played them the track, and they've been helping me try and find someone that could sing on it. And they were like, well, we've got this one girl that we're working on, and we're not really supposed to tell you anything about her because it's all very hush-hush and blah blah blah. And share the magic. Yeah. So they showed me, like, they showed me a clip of her on YouTube, and I just knew straight away. I was like, that is definitely the chick. And from that moment up until it was signed and recorded and everything, I was just absolutely, like, petrified that something was going to go wrong and whatever. And she loves the track, and she's just got the right kind of energy for it. I mean, Hot Right Now, you know, obviously it means a few different things, but it's kind of really about, like, something that it's kind of about, you know, this sort of feeling that there's something that not everybody knows about that's really cool, and that, like, some people are only into it because they're, like, hearing that it's cool, you know, but some people know, and they're the ones that are like, yeah, we're kind of passing this over, we're giving you, like, a snapshot into it, do you know what I mean? So check this out, but this is our world, and that is Rita's world. So it just made so much sense, you know. She just took to it like a duck to water, and she loved the track. Yeah, just one of those funny things where it just worked out really naturally. Yeah. Can you tell me a bit about your live shows as well, because you did something quite unique? Where did the idea come from? But I've heard that all of your live shows... You heard it's good? Well, no, I didn't hear it was good. Right. The reviews have been really good, so... and people have said that it's quite different to what any other DJ's been doing at the moment. Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of... I wanted to really try and... I've always wanted to have a band, like, since I was a kid, really. And when I was at school, I was in a couple of bands, and ironically I always tended to take control of the thing, like, not deliberately, because I just start off playing piano, but gradually I would end up kind of directing everything. And so I guess, like, since I was a kid, I've always kind of wanted to, you know, have, like, be able to work with other talented people, but I guess in a way to kind of direct it a bit as well. Probably just comes, I'm a complete control freak. Control freak, perfectionist as well, maybe? Yeah, definitely. And, you know, the thing is, like, what I was finding with, as well with the DJ stuff, like, I really enjoyed DJing, but the main reason that I'd started DJing was because other people were asking me to do it, rather than because it was something that I wanted to do. And the thing that I enjoyed most about it was getting feedback on my own tracks. And I don't really feel that comfortable DJing. I don't feel like I would be doing the best DJ set if I was just playing all my own stuff in a row. So what I felt would make more sense if I was going to do that would be to do it with a band, and then we can present the music in a slightly different way and make it more interactive. And it kind of seemed like the perfect, because I don't know, like especially after Gold Dust, like the profile of what I was doing went up quite a lot, and I was playing more commercial and like more bigger venues. When I say more commercial, I just mean like a slightly different, not like purist drum and bass audience. And I just kind of felt like I was shortchanging people a bit by just standing up there and just, it's like people see me as being an artist and they probably want to hear me play my own stuff, and I thought this was a great way to do that. In fact, I mean, virtually all live now, isn't it, for the next few months?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's been a really good reaction to it, and I'm hoping that we can just keep progressing, that I can find the time to put, as much into it as I want to keep it progressing. And same as with my music, I want it to be something that's like I want to sort of like find a way of presenting music so that it sounds as heavy and as tight as the tracks do, but with the kind of live energy and interactiveness with the crowds. And I found some really great people to work with, Fleur, who sings, and MC Massey, who's really, really good. He was actually at LED with Nero, that's where I first saw him.
Yeah.
And a guy called Rich DeRossi plays guitar, Paul Kodish, who used to be drums for Pendulum.
Okay.
I actually introduced him to them, so he's like an old mate of mine. So yeah, it's kind of, it's great just like being on the road and like having other musicians around you to, there's been a couple of nights on the tour bus where people have started banging on tables and playing guitars and singing, and it's fun. Yeah, it's cool.
Do you think your sound might change at some point and you might actually have your band?
Yeah, I really want to do that a lot, yeah. I really want to do that, and I keep saying that to them, and it's probably quite frustrating for them because so far we haven't actually managed to get in the studio at all. I've just been trying to finish this album, but I think especially maybe the album after this, but I definitely want to. They're all great, and we've jammed a couple of things, and I really want to get in the studio with them and do like a fresh live record. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Cool, pleasure.